creativity, and problem solving. Boost. You know that mental clarity you sometimes feel after sex? Turns out there's actual science behind it. Your brain enters this unique state post-orgasm where the prefrontal cortex, the part that's usually analyzing and overthinking everything, temporarily relaxes. And when that happens, your mind can make connections it wouldn't normally make. It's like when you get your best ideas in the shower. Same principle, different activity. Research shows that regular sexual activity increases cognitive flexibility, which is basically your brain's ability to shift between different concepts and think about multiple things simultaneously. People who have sex regularly score higher on tests measuring creative problem solving and divergent thinking, the neurochemical cocktail your brain gets flooded with. Sapurine, dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, creates an optimal state for innovative thinking. So if you're stuck on a work problem or creative project, well, you might want to take a very specific kind of break. Your brain literally works differently after orgasm, and that difference can last for hours. Skin glow and anti-aging effects. That post-sex glow everyone talks about, it's not just in your head. During sex, your body increases estrogen production, and estrogen directly boosts collagen synthesis in your skin. Collagen is what keeps your skin elastic, firm, and youthful looking. The more you have, the fewer wrinkles you develop. Plus, the increased blood flow during arousal and orgasm delivers oxygen and nutrients directly to your skin cells, which is basically like giving your face an internal facial. But here's what's wild. Studies have found that people who have sex 3 or more times per week look, on average, 7 to 12 years younger than their actual age. That's not a skincare routine. That's not expensive creams. That's just consistent sexual activity creating measurable anti-aging effects. The combination of a hormone regulation, stress reduction, and improved circulation works together to literally slow visible aging. And unlike most anti-aging treatments, this one doesn't cost anything and has way better side effects. Pain tolerance threshold increases. Here's something most people don't know. Oxytocin, which floods your system during sex and especially during orgasm, can raise your pain tolerance threshold by up to 47%. That's a huge increase. We're talking about a level of pain relief that rivals some over-the-counter medications, except it's completely natural and comes with zero negative side effects. This isn't just for headaches or minor aches either. Research has shown benefits for people dealing with chronic conditions like arthritis, fibromyalgia, and even migraines. The mechanism is pretty straightforward. Oxytocin activates your body's natural opiate system, the same system that morphine and other painkillers target, just without the addiction risk or side effects. Regular sexual activity basically keeps this system primed and responsive. So if you're dealing with chronic pain, daily intimacy might actually be one of the most underrated pain management strategies available, and honestly, it beats popping pills every day. Sense of smell enhancement. This one sounds bizarre, but stay with me. After orgasm, your brain releases prolactin, and prolactin stimulates neurogenesis, which is the creation of brand new neurons, specifically in your olfactory bulb. That's the part of your brain responsible for processing smell. Scientists have measured this in studies and found that people show improved ability to detect and distinguish scents after sexual activity. The effect is temporary, lasting a few hours to a couple days, but if you're having sex regularly, you're essentially keeping your sense of smell sharper than it would otherwise be. Think about how much smell affects taste, memory, and even emotional responses. A heightened sense of smell means you experience food more intensely, you pick up on subtle environmental cues, and you're more attuned to pheromones and other chemical signals that affect attraction and bonding. It's one of those benefits nobody talks about because it seems minor, but it actually affects your daily experience more than you'd think. Calorie burn and metabolic boost. If you're looking for a workout that doesn't feel like a workout, here you go. Sex burns somewhere between 100 and 300 calories per session, depending on intensity, duration, and who's doing most of the work. But here's the thing that makes it more effective than the numbers suggest. It also increases your metabolic rate for hours afterward. Your body doesn't just burn calories during the act itself. The hormone release, muscle engagement, and cardiovascular activity trigger a metabolic boost that continues well after you're done. It's similar to high-intensity interval training in that sense, where your body keeps burning extra calories even at rest. Plus, you're engaging muscle groups that don't get much action during regular exercise. Core, pelvic floor, glutes, legs, even arms depending on position. And unlike going to the gym, you're way more likely to actually do this every day. Consistency matters more than intensity when it comes to fitness, and sex has a built-in motivation factor that treadmills just don't offer. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, I post content like this regularly. I'd appreciate if you subscribed. Thanks. Emotional intelligence development. Oxytocin doesn't just make you feel bonded to your partner. It actually changes how your brain processes social and emotional information. Studies show that oxytocin enhances your ability to read facial expressions, pick up on subtle emotional cues, and accurately interpret what other people are feeling. Basically, it makes you better at empathy. When you're having regular sex, you're essentially training your brain's social cognition systems. The oxytocin release activates your mirror neuron system, which is what allows you to understand and relate to other people's emotional states. And this benefit doesn't just apply to your relationship with your partner. It carries over into all your social interactions. People who have regular sexual activity tend to score higher on measures of emotional intelligence, and they report feeling more connected and socially confident. It's like your brain uses the intimacy of sex as practice for navigating all kinds of emotional complexity. The more you engage those systems, the better they work. Stress hormone regulation long term. Most people know sex reduces stress in the moment, but the long-term effects are even more impressive. Regular sexual activity actually resets your baseline cortisol levels over time. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, and when it's chronically elevated, it wreaks havoc on basically every system in your body. Sleep, digestion, immune function, mental health, all of it gets disrupted by too much cortisol. Daily sex recalibrates your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is the system that controls your stress response. Think of it like resetting your body's thermostat. Instead of constantly running hot with stress, your system learns to operate at a lower, healthier baseline. This means you don't just feel less stressed after sex, you become a less stressed person overall. Your body stops treating everything like a crisis. You recover from stressful events faster, you sleep better, and you're more emotionally resilient. The cumulative effect builds over weeks and months, and it's one of those benefits you don't notice until you look back and realize how much calmer you feel in general. Gut health and microbiome benefits. Here's a connection nobody expects. Your gut health is directly influenced by your stress levels, and since sex is one of the most effective stress reducers available, it has downstream effects on your digestive system. Lower stress means lower inflammation throughout your body, including in your gut, and lower inflammation creates a better environment for beneficial bacteria to thrive. But there's more to it. The vagus nerve, which connects your brain to your digestive system, gets stimulated during sexual activity, especially during orgasm. This stimulation improves gut motility, enhances nutrient absorption, and supports the diversity of your microbiome. A diverse gut microbiome is linked to better mental health, stronger immune function, and even improved mood regulation. So when you're having regular sex, you're not just supporting your relationship or your cardiovascular health, you're also feeding the trillions of bacteria in your gut that play a massive role in your overall well-being. And all of that affects everything from how well you digest food to how stable your mood is day to day. Risk-taking and confidence boost. Sex increases testosterone in both men and women, and testosterone doesn't just affect libido. It affects motivation, confidence, and your willingness to take calculated risks. After sex, people show measurable increases in assertiveness and goal-directed behavior. They're more likely to speak up in meetings, pursue opportunities, and push themselves outside their comfort zones. The dopamine system gets primed during sexual activity, which means your brain becomes more attuned to rewards and more motivated to pursue them. Studies have found that people perform better on tasks requiring confidence and quick decision-making after sexual activity compared to their baseline. It's like sex gives your brain a shot of, I can do this energy that carries into other areas of your life. And when you're doing it daily, you're maintaining that elevated state of motivation and confidence consistently. You're not just physically healthier, you're operating at a higher level psychologically, taking on challenges you might otherwise avoid, and showing up more boldly in your life. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing so you don't miss future uploads. Thanks for watching.